Hello and welcome. My name is Jennifer, and today I'm going to be sharing my 3-month journey wrap up on Mounjaro. So I've been on Mounjaro for 3 months now. I started at 2.5 and I've since been on 5 milligrams. So I only took the 2.5 for 1 month and then I moved on to 5 milligrams and I've been there since. And I kind of just wanted to share my experience. If you're new here, I've just been documenting my journey and kind of sharing a weekly update. So today I want to share some pictures, some measurements, and a weigh-in, and kind of go through what's been going on so far. So I'm excited to share that. And if you're a Mounjaro or a GLP-1 or anything like that, I hope that you're doing well also. And let me know how you're doing as well. When I first started, and even now, I do watch videos of people's progress. I was really curious about how people's journeys are going, and I love that people are sharing here on YouTube, and I wanted to be a part of that. So that's why I'm sharing this here, not really for any medical advice or anything like that. I'm not a doctor, but not for medical advice reasons or anything like that, but just to purely share experience and how it's going as an individual person. So thank you so much for being here. And I kind of want to go through how my week's been going. So one of the things that I have been focusing on is activity. Happy Monday. I'm coming up to the end of my work day, and of course it was beautiful all day, and now it's starting. I hear it. I can literally hear the thunder noises in the background. It's kind of looking very doom and gloom weather-wise, at least, and I'm excited. I'm gonna literally put on my workout stuff so I can do a workout probably in my room, but either way it's a workout, getting it in, and I've been looking forward to it because all last week, I don't think I mentioned it, I didn't really get to get any workouts in. I will catch up with you later. I hope you're having a good Monday so far. So that was a successful workout today, Monday, and I've got to say, while I'm doing my workout, I kind of take water breaks and things like that. And I do take time to, I'm not just going straight through, going hard the whole time. I'm switching it up and doing weights and things like that. And sometimes when I get to, it's usually, if I'm not biking, I find that around 15 to 25 minutes, I kind of get low energy, and if I just wait a little bit and find the right song, again, I found a really good song that kind of got me up and going. If you've ever seen the movie Sinners, there's a really good song in it, and if you've seen Sinners, let me know, and let me know how obsessed with this song that you are also. It is Tuesday. We're going out to get my camera fixed, hopefully at Best Buy, but I just got dressed and I'm looking at this jacket, this sweater thing, and it used to be so fitted. Like, I thought it looked pretty nice fitted, not like too tight fitted, but now it is so loose. It's kind of cool. Hello, so I wanted to share something, and I think it was pretty cool. It's definitely a non-scale victory. I was in the shower today, just now. I bent over to, wash my legs and everything. I like to scrub my toes and kind of lift my leg up so I can easily reach it, or just reach it easier. But this time I just bent over and could reach my toes very easily and my legs more easily. And I realized that there was not a pressure that usually I feel, because my largest area is my belly. Since that's smaller now, which, looking at myself, I don't register that that's smaller still, but with the pictures I can tell that there's a difference, and now I can feel the difference. And yeah, I kept bending over just to make sure that, is this right? Is this right? This is how it's feeling, and it made me smile. So I just wanted to share that. But what I found really helpful to look back on, and just to kind of help me keep track of things, and it's just fun to see if tracking on an app is good for you, then do that. I also like to keep track in my journal, so I like to write down when I did my activity, maybe how long or how many steps I got. I like to write down how many miles I got, if I got miles, or if I did a certain activity, I'll usually write that in here. And I don't know, it kind of makes it like it kind of builds it into my day as a routine. And something that I found really helpful is building routines for myself, because when I don't plan things, especially starting out with week and meal plans and things like that, and by the way, my meal plans are not fancy at all. They're so basic, and they're just easy to wrap up. But anyways, I just find that doing those things and building that habit, so at the end of the day, I'll sit down and write in my journal what I did, and that'll kind of just reinforce, I guess, in my mind what my goals are and what my plan is for the week and things like that. So speaking about this week, so Friday, yesterday, I went to the doctor, and I haven't been to my doctor in a few months now, and I think it should be more often, so I'm gonna see if I could schedule something sooner next time. But I'm excited because I have an A1C test coming up soon, so I'm gonna share, I think my last A1C test came up as 7. I'm gonna put it here if that was wrong, but it wasn't great the last time I took it. And I know for a fact that it's lower and better, but I'm just curious and excited to see what it is now, so I will share that here when I get it. But it was a good doctor's office visit in general. I know the last time I said that I was gonna change doctors, I may not need to, because the office is changing a little bit and it might be for the better, so I'm gonna give it a chance, because me changing it's kind of fallen through. It's very hard to find a new primary. I feel like healthcare things in general, I'm in the US, by the way, have gotten a lot more difficult. Let me know if you feel that. It used to be a little bit easier to find a doctor with a good office and things like that, but anyways, so before I get into the measurements, I wanted to thank you for being here, and thank you so much for your comments and questions. I definitely I'm not able to really answer medical questions or things like that. So there's some questions that I get multiple times, and I figure maybe I should bring it up in a video, and I hope it's okay if I put it here. But here's a question that I get sometimes. So medicine, I do have type 2 diabetes, and that is why I'm on Mounjaro. So my insurance approved Mounjaro for me to manage my diabetes. So I've mentioned that before, but I never mentioned what medicine I was on previous to Mounjaro. So in the past, when I first was diagnosed pre-diabetic and diabetic, I was on metformin for a very short time. I really didn't like it. I had a different doctor that I didn't really like very much. They didn't really listen to what I was saying. I was a lot younger, and I don't know if they really listened to me. So when I was taking metformin, I experienced mood changes, and I was told that I shouldn't be depressed or feeling mood changes from this medicine because it was too small of an amount. But I know for sure it was making me feel bad. It wasn't making me feel good. So at the time, again, I was younger, and I just kind of stopped taking it. And I didn't have the same attitude that I have at present, where I would, take things into my own hands and maybe find another doctor or things like that. I was just young, and I did not follow through with that. So I just stopped taking metformin because I didn't know what to do other than, okay, my doctor says it shouldn't be making me feel bad. I don't want to take it anymore, so I stopped taking it, and I didn't feel like I was being listened to, but I didn't do anything about it. So it's kind of embarrassing to talk about, but again, I was younger, and I've grown a lot since then with kind of standing up for myself and things like that. So, it's one of those things that you look back on and you're like, well, if that situation happened to me now, things would be different. So that's one of those things. But that was my experience with metformin. I really didn't like it. I think it did affect me in some way. And then I was taking Jardiance for a while, and that actually did assist me in losing some weight on Jardiance. So I really enjoyed Jardiance. It really helped me manage my blood sugar numbers, and it really just helped me in general with those things, my type 2 diabetes. So I really did like Jardiance. But after a while, I did see my numbers change a little bit, even if I was on track with, my carbon sugar intake and things like that. I just noticed that my numbers were kind of getting a little bit higher, and it was kind of time to switch it up, at least for what I spoke with my doctor. Then we decided to start Mounjaro. So yeah, I'm not taking anything else other than the Mounjaro now for my type 2 diabetes. Good morning, it is Sunday and it's weigh-in day. So I did my weigh-in. So to get into it, last week I was 259.9, and then this week I weighed in at 259.4. So the loss for this week is 0.5. And the total now is 41.5. So a small loss. I would really consider this thing the same, basically. I will say though that I think I had a really good week, so I'm pretty happy with it despite kind of staying the same. I had a good week. I got good activity in, and I feel like I ate pretty well too. I will say though that I've been a little bit constipated. I've been having trouble with that this week, so I'm still working on it. Since I went to the doctor, we did talk about a few things, so I have a script to pick up for a few different things, so I'll go over that maybe next week when I have everything and see how that goes. I'm mentally prepared for these kinds of weeks, so I'm not disappointed or anything. I'm perfectly fine with it, and I'm excited for next week to hopefully have my stomach issues taken care of. All right, and next I want to share the measurements. So I wanted to share a little video of the first time I did my measurements and then the second time compared to now, so we could just see everything together. All right, it's time for measurements again. Back in the Dolphins t-shirt. Course, I'm doing the widest part here that I can get. My waist, 55. Okay. So pretty cool. I wanted to share the differences from when I started in May to now. So waist, the difference is 5 inches, my arm 3 inches, thigh 3 inches, and chest 5 inches. So 16 inches overall and 41 pounds down in 3 months. And I think that's pretty cool, pretty exciting. I feel good about it, and I'm excited to keep going. So before we go, I wanted to mention something that was brought up by Grace. I also follow her GLP-1 journey. So thank you, Grace, for mentioning this. There is a downsized meet and greet, and they're doing a few in different places, and one of them is in Orlando, and I'm excited to go. So thank you for the heads up from Grace, and I'm nervous, but I kind of wanted to see if anybody else is going, and let me know if you're also going to be there. But until next week, I will be back with another update, so look for that. And until then, I will catch up with you next week. Bye.